Hello YouTube, it's me, your old buddy Magnum, and welcome to another episode from Magnum Videos. Tonight we're going to be cooking a meat and potatoes hungry man kind of dinner, and I've got my little assistant here, Billy, to help. So let me get stuff ready and we'll get started. Alrighty, the first thing we're going to do is start our potatoes boiling. So I'm going to have to get some water here, and then we will peel these. Hold on, Bill. And get them in the water and get them started cooking. These are yellow potatoes, the gold potatoes, which we like quite a bit. So I'll start peeling these, and I'll be back in just a minute as soon as I get this chore finished. Alrighty, we have our potatoes peeled and on the oven cooking. And while those are cooking, we're going to go ahead and start the hamburger. Hy-Vee had their game day special, ground chuck, $1.99 a pound. I bought a bunch of 1 pound rolls of this, so they're currently in the freezer for future use. So meanwhile, we're going to open up this little package. This is a 1 pound package, and we're going to make 2 8-ounce patties out of this. So that should be a good size meal, I think, for just about anyone. We'll just take this and divide it in half. We'll go a little bit bigger on one than the other. And we'll make this into our half-pound patties. Okay, that's one. That's a nice sized patty, boy. And that's 2. I'm going to flatten these out a little bit so that they're not quite so thick. And add a little bit of salt and pepper, and we should be ready to put them in the skillet. Now it may look like I'm putting a lot on here, I'm really not, but keep in mind this is a half a pound, so it's going to take more than just your little, you know, McDonald's sized burgers. Alright, that's that side. I am going to put a little bit of olive oil in here because we're going to need that to be in the mix when we make our gravy. So we'll let that heat up a little bit, and then we'll put those in. So I'll be back in just a moment. Alrighty, I don't know if you can hear me over that sizzling or not, but we've got some sizzling going on here. I'm going to go ahead and turn these over for the time being. I'm going to cook these about 2 to 3 minutes per side to get them nice and seared, and about half done because we're going to finish the cooking in the gravy. So we'll let these go ahead and cook, and I'll be back in a minute with the next step. Alrighty, while the hamburgers are cooking, I'm going to slice up some of these little white button mushrooms because we're going to use those in just a little bit as soon as the hamburgers get done, and we'll go to the next stage. So I'm going to slice these up, and I'll be back in a minute as soon as they're done. Actually, it won't be a minute. It'll be about probably 5 minutes for me and maybe like a second and a half for you. So stay right there. I'll be back in just a bit. I have removed our hamburger patties because they are done, and we've got the skillet here setting on low. I've got the mushrooms sliced up and they're ready to go in, so we'll put those in now and let them simmer around a little bit. Now if you wanted to, you could put some onion in here too, if you like the taste of onion. We're just going to go with mushrooms on this round, and we'll just let those cook down a little bit and get cooked and softer. And our potatoes are just about ready to mash, so we'll get back with those in just a moment. Alright, the next step is to make the gravy. Now, years ago, my dad told me how to make gravy. He said it's basically a formula. It's 1 tablespoon of oil or grease, 1 tablespoon of flour, and 1 cup of milk. And if you want twice as much gravy, you just double everything. So you end up with a tablespoon, cup as the relationship. So I have removed some of the oil out of here that we put in at the beginning so that there's about a tablespoon of it in there. I've added a tablespoon of flour to this cup of milk, and we're going to put this in and let the gravy begin. So we'll just let that simmer for a little bit and turn into gravy. And while we're doing that, we'll check these potatoes and see if they are ready to be turned off. So stick around, I'll be back in just a minute, and when I come back, if this gravy is ready to go, we're going to put the hamburger patties back in and let it simmer for another 15 minutes or so, and it should be done. One thing I neglected to mention is that you need to bring your gravy to a boil. That will cook the flour and get rid of that dry, floury taste. And you want to do this on relatively low heat. And I think this is just about ready for us to put the hamburger patties back in and let everything simmer at low heat for another 10 minutes or so while we mash the potatoes. Alrighty, the potatoes are done, they're drained, they're ready to mash, and what we're going to do is add a little bit of butter. I'd say about maybe like a tablespoon, and we're also going to add about a teaspoon of sour cream, and then we're going to mix it up a little bit. Now we're going to add just a little bit of milk, maybe about that much. And that is the name of that tune. See how nice those look? Now, we could add a little bit of salt and pepper, but we can do that on the table. Okay, so that's looking good. The burgers are probably done. So let me get this on plates, and we'll be back, and I'll show you, we'll learn how it tastes. So stay right there. All right, there it is. I'm going to put a little bit of salt on the potatoes and a little bit of pepper on the potatoes because I didn't season those at all. And we're going to give this a try. So, let's start out with the potato bite. That's pretty good. Let's try the burger. It's a little bit on the rare side. Very tasty. Now, yeah, this is good. I don't know what you guys are going to do, but as for me, I'm going to eat the rest of this right here, and until I speak with you again, and even after that, you stay focused. Yes, indeedy.